Yeah, this is the old F-150 to 96 5.0. I'm looking in here. You see that spring? And that spring mount and that shock there, I believe it collapsed because I am almost sitting on the frame towards the front, just trying to get a good view there. See that right there, that big chunk just kind of hanging. Yeah, that collapsed. We got to replace that. We're gonna have to get that fixed, guys. We're trying to keep it running, man. Like I say, this is the old limited edition, the Eddie Bauer 1996 F-150 5.0 V8 engine. We trying to keep it running because we can't drive her like that. That's gonna be the repair. We're gonna get in there. We're gonna get her back to where she need. We're gonna give her the love that she deserves, and then we're gonna pamper her and love on her, and she's gonna respond. She's gonna come back. She'll be back, y'all. Trust me. Cause I got things to get. I got more work to get with this trailer. Of course, I got to clean it out, man. Don't worry about the oil can and the coolant can. I'm gonna take care of that. I'm gonna use the lumber. This is gonna be the job. We're gonna break this down. We gotta get into the snowsuit. We gotta get prepared. It's a little cold out here. Windy today. Windy, so I don't know what the wind is bringing. Is it bringing better weather? Or is it gonna bring more of this cold chill? Well, we're not in the first day of spring yet, so I can't complain too much. So I got both of these mounts here. And I'm just feeling for a hole, a weak spot. And I don't see it, so we might be able to work with this one for a few more years. We need to get in here and do an undercoating on this truck. But we're gonna keep her alive, guys. We're gonna keep her rolling down the street, and also keep everybody safe and keep myself safe while doing so. Might be able to, we should be able to get this. We got some pins in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pins, might be another one. Definitely got 1, 2 on the bottom, and then I'm sure it's a third one, a fourth one in here. Got a bumper right here. I think I'm gonna try to cheat a little bit with this brake line. I'm probably gonna try to slice it out here, and then I'll take a determination. I'll look at it and see, do I feel confident in trying to loosen those fittings. Typically this would be brittle right here, right at the end of those fittings, and then it's gonna create a leak. So we don't want to create a leak, but if I can cheat a little bit, just slice it in 2 areas, I think that's the direction I may want to take. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to get the torch out, but I'm gonna try to get these grinded down with the cutoff wheel and see what happens. I'm gonna get some safety glasses right quick. Alright, so we just got to repeat that step like 4 more times. So that's 4 here. We still got 3 on the bottom. Maybe that won't be too bad. Alright, that was quite a bit of work there, but we got it. Like I said, I was just gonna cut around that brake line, and now we're gonna try to get this out of here. Now, you guys was able to see that I wasn't able to get some of those welds out, or those pins. So man, I'm happy that we're going away with this. We're gonna go with nuts and bolts. Now with the shock, I'm gonna go ahead and I may go get a new shock. I need to do both of them in pairs, but I'm gonna need a brake job pretty soon on this. I cut that brake line out, just went ahead and squared it out from this old coil mount here. And then what I was also saying is, because a lot of these bolts was, you know, the heads was rounding off on them, it's getting kind of old, so I'm gonna go ahead and put new bolts on it with nuts and stuff like that. What up, buddy? What up, buddy? So, alright. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put new nuts and bolts on everything, and then we're gonna go ahead and take this off of here. Some of those pins wasn't coming out of there, even though I grabbed them down. So now that I got this metal out the way, because this is nothing but the frame, I can see better on what I'm doing here. But and like that one there, they got to get pushed out. So I may just grind that down a little bit more, and it'll come out. It just takes time. It'll come out. And likewise in here, you can see that one, and then I need to locate this one right here, because this is frame, so we don't want to mess the frame up. It wasn't too bad of a job. That was the thing. I got some dust in my eye, even though I got safety glasses on. Still got dust in my eye. So, but like I said, it wasn't a bad job. It was just mainly just doing it, you know, making the time to do it. So the weather is decent enough, and I need this truck tomorrow. I plan on using it. So yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to take this strut mount or this coil out of here. So anyway, that's a bumper there for your suspension. That way your suspension won't over travel. That'll keep it from knocking around. I may have to put one of those on a little bit later, because that boat looked bad. I don't think I'm able to get to that boat real good. It's pretty bad there. But so anyway, this was supposed to been like this, and this metal gave away. The whole chunk of it was already missing, and then it's in like another chunk right up in here is totally gone, and then possibly in here. So it gave away, and of course that coil, that's under quite a bit of tension power. So yep. And this is gonna be a replacement and the solution to that part there. I got this off eBay, and it came with the left and the right. I did that one, the right side over there, you know, probably about 8 years ago. So this one finally gave up the ghost. So I'm gonna get into it, put it back in there. With that brake line here, I may cut it. I don't know, or I may just, that piece that I just cut off the old part, I may just put a tack weld onto this new part with that. That way we don't disturb that brake line. Man, that's a toughie right there, boy. Yeah, that's the hardest part, getting the pins out. ain't going nowhere. That's good. It's right where it needs to be with the nuke meters. 28 nuke meters, 75 foot-pounds. Alright, so anyway, we gotta get this back in there. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. This basically just, we might be able to just get that in there. I got anything I can wedge? I did. I think I rotated this. Yeah, I did. It's a tab. Get that tab in. Anyway, that's a tab. So you got to get it inside that groove, rotate it, and then get it seated, put the bolt in. Take this, let's take that compression off of that. Maybe that might give us what we need. Where you at, 19? I don't think it's gonna do much help, but yeah, I'm losing sunlight. Still gotta go get those replacement bolts. This thing. The job is done. We're just putting it back together now. Okay. Last component. Put the boot on. Put the washer on. I'm gonna spray some lubricant on it because it was a challenge to get off of there. I think it was a 19 millimeter. Yeah. And then it was either a 9/16 or a 5/8. So that was cool. We was able to do it. And that's going on with ease. Just keep going until you can't go no more. That's where we need to be, right there. So what I did here on this back side, I put a slit in there. I put a slit in there where I can just slide that through. That way I wouldn't disturb that brake line. And you can drill a hole right in there. You can pop a rivet in there, or you can put a tack weld on there. You can run a self-starting screw into that space. But this job is done. I'm back on the road safely. Remember, brakes, suspension, and tires. As a CDL driver, you know, those are some important things. Starting to see some rust coming through where those two pieces married at from the factory. But again, a little rust right here. I'll probably be getting in there doing little patch welds here and there, just, you know, just to keep it together. But you know, this is not a daily commuter. This is just one of those old retired farm vehicles at this point. You know, I changed the fender and do some cosmetic body work, but we got to keep her safe. That's what's important to the public as well as myself. So all I gotta do now is just put the wheel on. Once the weather get better, you'll see me doing some other stuff. I gotta put a patch weld on the muffler, put a new fuel tank in on the rear side. I got this together. It wasn't that bad of a job. Pretty much just getting those pins out from the factory. And I like that idea of the bolt-ons. It just make life a lot easier. And this vehicle is 30 plus years old at this point, so I don't know. I don't think I will ever have to do a repair like that again myself. But if I had to, you know, it shouldn't be anything at this point but plug and play and just taking those bolts out. You know, so the neighbors they're shooting, making sure their guns are in optimal working condition. So once we get the apocalypse, you know, we'll be ready. So that's what they've been doing. But this is a good vehicle. Like I say, it's not something I drive all the time, and when I need to use it, it's there. So it works out perfectly for me and what I got going on. But this was a 911 situation where I needed this done, and the weather somewhat permitted itself for me to approach this job today. And you know, it's only 40 something degrees, but look, I was able to get it done, and tomorrow I'll be able to put it in service. So that's a win-win right there. Hey, this is Clarence, your builder. Hey, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe tell a friend about me, man. I got plenty of content in store, and I appreciate you guys taking the time and watching this video. Again, this is a 96 F-150, and that's how I approached it with the V8 5.0 liter engine. This has been a good vehicle. Trying to keep her running, keep her on the road. I have no doubt that I will be able to do that. But like I said, in these vehicles and in the world of automotive, a few things happen. Transmissions go, engines go, and those are the big ones. Everything else you pretty much can fix, or it shouldn't kill you too bad. You know, shouldn't kill the budget too bad. But the next thing is, if you get longevity out that transmission and that engine, you'll have the body work will start decaying and breaking down the undercoat, and just certain things start breaking down. So I think that's what I'm experiencing here. You know, it's an old farm truck, so it's parked a lot, and during those heavy seasons of rain, the moisture, and then the snow, so it does do a beating on the undercoatings. And this is factory undercoating. It hasn't been Z-barked, or I haven't approached it, but I'm gonna try to approach it this year, possibly, if I had a downtime to do so. I got so many projects, never had a downtime. But if I do approach this body work, I'm probably gonna take off the fenders. If I can salvage those fenders, I will. If I can't, then I just have to replace fenders. You know, the rocker panel is starting to show signs of wear, and quarter panels, of course. You know, just typical stuff. And then what I'm probably going to do is, I got a cap for it, so I want to put the cap on it, and then I modify the ladder rack to extend out where we can accommodate the cap. So we're basically going to make this into an older man's vehicle, because I guess I'm aging, so me and this vehicle is aged together, so we got a lot of history here. And my oldest boy, he said, "Dad, don't get rid of this vehicle. Keep it, man. Keep it. Come, boy. Come. Up. Good boy. Good boy. You having fun? Having fun? All right." So anyway, he said, "Hey, Dad, keep this vehicle, man. Don't get rid of it, even if it burn out, because I got a lot of memories with it." And you know, he is telling the truth as far as those memories, because there's something about your oldest child. Your oldest child understand, because he was with you since the beginning, and they, you know, so I call them the grind baby. The grind babies, the oldest children are the grind babies, because as you was trying to make a name for yourself and put your stick in the sand, that way you can establish yourself, those older kids, they was right there. So my youngest kid, he'll probably benefit from all of the hard work I've done over the years. So he's gonna be a direct benefit from all that hard work, and he'll probably hang out a little bit longer, because of course those other kids, they'll be trying to leave and, you know, pursue careers in college and marriage, you know, pursue love and things of that nature. You know, so anyway, he get to hang out with me, and he'll kind of tinker around and get the benefit of having, you know, being around the old money opposed to the new money. And old money is safe, you know, it lasts for a long time, of course. You know, so yeah. So anyway, they got some major stuff over here, man. They got some big cannons over here. But so I guess I'm safe. If something break out, I think I need to get over a few parcels down, get over to my neighbors, and you know, befriend them, make friends with them, and I think I should be all right. We'll be able to survive what's coming. sitting strong again. Sitting nice and strong, nice and high. But thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Clash your builder. I'll talk to you.